open, rotate, deep breath, push down, make yourself small. T and ball, out into the side, part the wild horse's mane, one. Stretch, sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, out into the side, part the wild horse's mane, two. Sit back, sit down, pivot, part the wild horse's mane, final. Half step forward, hold your ball, spin the ball, look at the right hand, lift up the left foot, set it down. White crane spreads its wings. Drop your front foot, bisect your body, look back at your backhand, lift up the front foot, set it down on its heel as you multitask to brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher on a T, ear, hand, heel, brush knee, two. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, parallel higher on a T, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, final brush knee. Half step forward, rock the front foot, play your lute on your heel. Drop your front foot, open your front hand, backhand glance higher, ear, heel, hand, repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, glance, lead with your toe, ear, heel, hand, repulse, two. Center, higher, glance, ear, heel, hand, repulse, three. Center, higher, glance, ear, heel, modify that foot, repulse, four. Hold your ball in the T stance. Root down, no rush. Out on an L, ward off. Give me my space. Turn your hips and waist. Hands go for the ride as you grasp the bird's tail. Sit down, sit back, turn your waist and hips and push. Roll back, sit down. Spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, root down on a T, out and to the side, push him away. Turn the hips and waist, drag down the bird's tail, look back, turn again, then contact push, roll back, roll, spiral forward. Sit back, sit down, pivot, cup, cup, T-hook, out L, single whip. Sit back, sit down, pivot, cup, cloud hands. Use your hips and waist, close, and open, and close, and open, close, transitioning out, T, hook, L, second single whip, half step, sit back and rock the front foot, lift up the front, pat your horse, up his mane, cross, step out with your left heel and the left, up with your right, kick out, in, drop gently on your heel on an L, look through your double punch. Sit back, sit down, then pivot. Left hand, left foot, up and out. In, hook, toe, down. Veer to the left, to set, up, golden cockerel. Toe, spin, hook, split, down, veer to the right, set, and up, golden cockerel. Heel, hold your ball, heel, roll, push, maiden on her right. Sit back, sit down, pivot, ball, L, roll, push, left, maiden. Half step to the back. Cross your hips and waist. Set up the top hand, bend the back knee, needle at the bottom of the C. One hand, two hands, send your foot, touch, extend, flash arms. Sit back, sit down, pivot, up and down, deflect to the right, swing it in, parry, punch, touch, open your fingers, roll back, spiral forward, sit back, sit down, pivot, open, in, off the ground, tuck, embrace the tiger, rotate, use your core, push, separate, drop your shoulders. Make yourself small, wrap around, heel, off the ground, closing form. Keeping in your Tai Chi posture for Yang 10 form. Commencing form. Center, glance higher, open ear, repulse of the monkey. Center, higher, glance, ear, turn, repulse, 2. T, parallel, and multitask to brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel higher, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush knee 2, sit back, sit down, pivot, root down, T and ball, out and to the side, get a good stretch, sit back, sit down, pivot, ball and T, L and ball, bow stance, flip the hands and join it, then sit back, pivot, open, cloud hands. Use your hips and waist, go slowly. We know you know how to do it. That's not the point. Close. Turn the hips and waist, get ready, transition out. Root down. Give me a good ward off. Turn the hips and waist. Do not forget that. Make yourself small. Power up and forward. Take your time. Relax. high spiral. Use your core. Okay. Give me a single whip like I am doing. Everybody's facing the other way. Single whip. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, cup, parameter 1. Here we go. Middle. Use your hips and waist. Hips and waist. Lead your movements. Turn the hips and waist. Open. Home base. Turn the hips and waist. Home base. Turn, hook, out. Single whip, high, low. This is a teaching segment, okay? So don't do anything on your own. Try to gain new knowledge. Half step forward, do it with me. Sit back. When you sit back, the hands go for the ride because you're elevating the front foot on its toe. Bringing up the foot, high pat on the horse, up his mane. Cross, step out to the left with your left heel. Gather up the energy, up with your right, kick out. In, drop gently on your right heel. Look at the face of your opponent. When you sit back and sit down, the hands go for the ride. Sit back, sit down, then pivot. When you elevate, the left hand and the left foot come up and out. Hook, look, toe, sit on the right foot, pivot out to the left, turn the hook hand to the back of you, up, golden cockerel. Toe in line with your heel. Pivot, hook, look, split, down on that back. Start to pivot and swing to your right, set, up, shift your weight, golden cockerel. Extend the left knee, hold your ball on a T. Out on an L, roll the right hand, push the left hand. Sit back, sit down, pivot out, hold your ball, left heel, left hand rolls, right pushes. Maiden on her left. Half step to the back. Left hand goes across the hips and waist, set it to the side. Right hand goes to the bottom of the C. One hand, join it with the second hand, bend the foot, start in the middle, touch, flash arms like a fan. Sit back, sit down. Pivot the front foot, fist the right hand on its toe, left hand comes down, right hand deflects to the right, swing in that shoulder, out with your foot, parry, punch. Touch, open your fingers, roll back. Position your arms to roll and spiral forward, out into infinity. Sit back, sit down. Keep the left hand high. Pivot, pivot out, pivot in. Tuck the right hand, embrace. Start to rotate through your core. Pause, push out with the power of your core. Separate, drop, flex, close your form.